I explained this in the Hot Rod review, but on my Stickbot channel, I recorded a review for the Coronation Starscream Studio Series, whatever the heck, as an April Fool's joke, but I'm going to re-upload it here, and there's a lot of missing context, and honestly, I hate watching this video. It just makes me cringe. So, let's just get on with it. Hi everybody, welcome back to that Transformers channel. Ooh, quirky little rebrand. In today's video, I got something in the mail. This is the Transformers the Movie Studio Series Coronation Starscream 8 plus Hasbro 8612 Transformers Generations Takara Tomy Leader Class. How do they? I don't do Transformers reviews. How am I supposed to say this garbage? Anyway, yeah, this is probably the first time I've ever actually opened a box off screen. Normally I would take them out of the cardboard on screen. Without further ado, let's get into this. It's kind of big. This is outside of my comfort zone. Oh, I have to do the box, don't I? So the box here has some cool artwork of Coronation Starscream and some random seekers on the side. Side box. On the back here it says garbage. I'm not reading, honestly. Yeah, it shows some renders of the figure. More stuff on the side, and the top has the Transformers the Movie logo. Really? The Transformers the Movie? They didn't think that through, did they? As we open up the box, you can see it is decently stuffed in there. So let's get these guys out. Or why am I saying these guys? Only one guy. Wait, there's something in here. What is it? Oh, this is like the backdrop that you can pull out of the box. I am so outside of my comfort zone right now. So here's Starscream in the packaging, and there's garbage here. I'm not even gonna bother. I'm not good with boxes. I'm just gonna... I feel so goofy right now. This guy is 10 times bigger than my set. Well, no, he's not bigger than my set objectively, but at this angle he looks it, and I'm on a phone right now. This is weird. I don't know. I think we'll just have to settle for this. But this is everything that came in the box. We have this Starscream, which having him in person, he's really cool. I think Starscream's awesome. Who doesn't? Comes with his cape, bunch of null rays, shoulder pads, a cool looking crown, and a chair. Wonder how he's gonna sit in that. He also comes with these things. This is probably instructions. I don't know what this is. And this cardboard display thingy, if you want. I don't, but you might. So, what do I do? What do I do here? What's next? Alright, having this goofy guy here in hand, the sculpting is really fantastic. It's pretty detailed, and it doesn't feel like there's just lines and stuff everywhere for no purpose. It feels like, they feel reasonable to me. They feel Cybertronian, if you will, and I enjoy them. I'm not a big fan of just lines, like, in places, in character design, period. And I would like the completely smooth Starscream like from G1, but as far as modernizing the G1 look goes, I think this does a fantastic job. And also the paintwork is, well, really good. Aside from like right here where you can see this obvious gap that most likely has something to do with the transformation, the paintwork all around is pretty fantastic. I don't have too good of a frame of reference, only have Wheeljack, and his paintwork was really good. There weren't too many noticeable like splotches from what I could see. There's like one over here. It's really hard to see on camera, but there's like a little scuff here. And that's really all I could notice, and frankly, I'll probably end up making more by accident, so I can really easily overlook those. I get it. They probably just toss all these in a bin in a factory or something. So the fact that that's all the paint splotches you get, I can take it. Now, I'm not going to bother with the accessories quite yet, but I feel like some accessories pretty integral to his design are the no rays, which for some reason they like go out of their way to make sure you know their names. Wait, are these the right no rays? I think they are. Hold on. He was wrong. Those were not the right no rays. Now that is a more complete Starscream. He just doesn't feel right without two massive guns on his shoulders. These are for the, I believe, for the transformation, so put those aside. And they look really good. Honestly, my biggest issue with the no rays, but particularly, has to be the shoulder design. Because of the way the joint is, it's very like linear. It's a good way to say it. And you won't be turning the shoulder this way. So all the shots where he has his arm like this, which don't make sense, just put the no ray on his forearm. That would solve the problems. But where he turns his arm and shoots it like this, you can't do that, which really isn't a big deal. I just think it would have been a nice addition to have for the figure. Now, another thing, the posability. The posability is, I feel like it's objectively good, but it doesn't feel loose enough. I mean, no, the joints are good. Like, the joints they feel nice. I feel like they'll last for at least a day, as an exaggeration. But it feels like a lot of the movement, aside from like back and forth, left and right sort of deal here, it feels like it supplements the transformation more than an actual robot mode, which, you know, theoretically isn't a bad thing. Extra movement supplemented by the transformation, you know, it's not something to really complain about, but it doesn't feel like very playable to me. I can't explain my words here. This is my first Transformers review. Please give me a break. It doesn't feel as I really cannot put my thoughts to words here. But I don't know. It's not really a complaint on my end because I actually do like it. I could see myself playing with this for hours. You know, if I was like 12 or 16, so who really cares? But the posability isn't a complaint. It's just an interesting thing I wanted to point out. Really a nitpick, honestly. And yeah, I guess I could talk about the head. The head looks good, I think, at least. Actually, let me look at it. Yeah, no, that looks like Starscream. I'm kind of weirded out by the semi-glossy red finish at first, but it looks really good, honestly. It meshes well with the blue. I think it is Starscream. This is Starscream. I like Starscream. Who doesn't? And here he is, all accessorized. The accessories do really add to it, honestly. I haven't watched the G1 movie yet because I'm only on season 2, okay? I'm getting there. It's just 50 episodes and they're 22 minutes long, okay? That's like 5 seasons of Ninjago. I can't sit down and just do that in one sitting, alright? But here he is. This is how this lets you recreate the funny haha Coronation Starscream. That's just bad comedy. From the movie when Starscream is the leader of the Decepticons, and then Galvatron shows up and he's like, "Yo, what's poppin'? Give me my throne back, homie." I don't know. And speaking of thrones, he comes with one. Very cool, very cool. This also works as weapon storage, but honestly, I don't know why I decided to bring him out now. And let me just talk about the accessories. So the accessories she comes with in terms of this thing are a cool looking crown. That piece looks really, really good. 2 shoulder pads which peg into the shoulders there and move like independently, so you can move his arm down and the no ray and have it sit there and stay the same. You can also move his arm up and have it stay the same and stay in place, which is super cool. Honestly, perfect engineering, really cool. And it also comes with a separate pair of no rays that are specifically shortened so that they don't get caught on the shoulder pieces, and those peg in there. Honestly, I didn't like them at first, but thinking about it, like, it's not too noticeable. It's not that big of a deal. I do wish they were just closer to the arm though, so it looked better. But it's a decent alternative to just not having a no rays on ever. And I think that looks fine. And they can also move as if he has his arm out and he's about to shoot some Autobots, which is crazy. And he also has this cape piece, which it pegs into here. It looks awkward at first. When you turn around, it looks perfectly fine. You just move the cone up, you peg it in, and then you extend the cape. Normally the cape should look like this. You know, pretty simple. But if you want to recreate him, you know, moving his arm out or whatever, then you can extend it. Yeah, it's still really cool though. Now I have to take all these accessories off and never put them back on. They molded the no ray in blue and painted it gray. That makes no sense. Just mold the whole thing in gray. It would look better. What? That's crazy. Wait, you can't really see, can you? There's paint chipping and there's blue underneath. That's dumb. Why would they do that? And here's Starscream on his throne. I hate having to zoom out. Why is this guy so big? Yeah, that's the biggest accessory here, obviously. And that looks pretty cool. That's a cool little display piece to actually, there, now look at that. Doesn't that look so much better? Actually, I kind of like the vibe, but it's just kind of weird that it just comes out at the bottom for no reason. voice crack. If you could stand the figure up, like on this little podium, I think that would look really cool. I think that would actually look kind of cool. Yeah, like that looks fine, but that's irrelevant. And its goofy little throne actually works as weapon storage and accessory storage, which is really cool. His crown pegs in there. It has like a specific peg for it. The cape also pegs in there. So do the original null rays, if you, for whatever reason, don't want them to be on him. And at the bottom, there are the shoulder pads with the other null rays. They do stick out. That's kind of weird, so you can't push him back on the shelf. I feel like that's too inconvenient, but honestly, it doesn't matter. They do the same pegs that the shoulder pads use to plug into Starscream's shoulders are the same things that peg into the back there. Honestly, the weapon storage is crazy. That's like really cool that they even did that. And I think it works really well, aside from the cape, because you can see the cape from the front. But that's whatever. So thankfully, I'm finally done with the accessories, and I can just get on with the actual Transformer himself. The more I'm playing with him, the more I'm realizing I kind of have to talk about the posability, which I do stick bots, man. They have like 9 joints. I don't know what I'm doing with posability, okay? I don't know what I'm supposed to say. There's the head, you can go whee, and then the arm, it goes, and it gets stopped by the wing, but you can move it, and then it'll go all the way around, and then the legs, they do that, and then this thing goes up so you can move the legs out, and the arm like has its own independent sort of thing here. This is probably really blurry. I don't know. And the ankles, they do kind of do that cool thing. It's a side thing that makes them like have cool stances. It's pretty good. It's not too crazy, not too over the top. And look at that, that's crazy. In it, and the most important part of this whole figure, opposable fingers. Not fully opposable, but the fingers, they do come out and they can go in. That is the main difference between this and I think... No, I'm not even going to say the name because I'm going to look goofy, but there's a Starscream that is the exact same as this Starscream, but I think the painting, or like the blue, looks slightly different, and the hands move on this Starscream. Now, I wasn't going to get this Starscream because movable hands and a crown isn't worth the extra price, but it was on sale on Amazon for like $20 off, and I'm like, ooh, that's pretty good. So I thought I would order it, and I also got it in a day. That was also really cool. Now it's finally time for me to transform it. Lord have mercy, this is gonna be terrible. So you can't tell unless I like pull away here, but I have moved my base of operations to the floor because I feel it's gonna be easier to transform him here than up there. And honestly, I kind of like recording over what I am doing instead of behind it, and I'm probably gonna come up with a better setup for reviews from here on out, specifically because of this. So without further ado, let's just get into the transformation. What am I doing? What am I doing? I mean... Is it almost over? Okay, yeah. All right, we go now. That does happen. That does the taddest bit annoying. That went so poorly. And here is Starscream's, in my opinion, very good vehicle mode. This is a jet. Anyway, and it looks so good. It looks so cool. I see this and I just want to grab it. You know, like that's what I want to do with this thing. You know, it looks so cool. It's so awesome. It feels good. It looks good. It's nice and sturdy. The transformation, aside from like one or two things, which I'm really like a first timer. So after getting past certain things, I was like, oh, this isn't that bad. And now I can, like, after one time, I can do it from memory. And I didn't even look at the instructions. Like, I thought about looking at the instructions for the transformation, like, on screen. But I was like, no. And, yeah. Looks so good. Again, the paintwork and the sculpting and stuff really just carries over from the robot mode. So there's nothing that special. But it just looks good. The bottom looks better than I expected. Again, this hollow part, I feel like they could have done something for. It stands out because you know, because the rest of it, if I put my thumb there, this looks really good in my opinion, at least. So it's really not that big of a deal. The side profile could look better. It feels a bit too chunky right in this general area, and I don't mind the chunkiness. It's just like the chunkiness that's, you know, not too covered up, things like this. But honestly, for the price, like the detail, like I can't really complain. I'm just like, I have to say it. I feel like I'm obligated to. Because if I praise this too much, I'm gonna get like canceled or something. And look at this. Look at the cockpit. There's an actual cock in that pit. Wait. There's an actual cockpit in the cockpit. That's what I meant to say. That's like cool. That's really cool. I don't know. I'm nerding out. This is like my second ever Transformer, like nowadays Transformer, and it looks cool, and I'm really happy about it. What do I do now? How do I finish this? I don't know. But yeah, here, let me just put this back in robot mode. So overall, what are my thoughts on Coronation Starscream? I think he's really cool. The Starscream base is pretty much all I really cared about, but honestly, the Coronation gear looks really, really cool, and I expect that after I watch the movie, it'll get like 10 times cooler. And yeah, I really like the figure. I don't have crazy high standards. I don't care about kibble. I don't care about parts. Actually, I do care about parts forming. I don't care about other things. But for the most part, a lot of the things I don't care about, this figure doesn't even have. So it doesn't matter. It is a really solid figure, especially for the price. And I'm pretty happy to have it, because this was like next on my list. Well, I was gonna get Blaster maybe, but I saw this deal and I was like, oh dang, I'll just get Starscream now and get Blaster later. So yeah. I don't want to give it a number rating because I'm not like a professional. I'm not a professional Transformers reviewer, okay? I review stick bots, alright? Stay in your lane, guys. You don't mess with my stick bots. I don't mess with your goofy little robot cars, alright? So yeah, that bit went on for too long. But essentially, I like it. I am very casual in terms of enjoyment of figures. I'm not super critical, and this is good enough for me. And this is probably the most important thing to mention, the change from that Stickbot channel to that Transformers channel. I don't know how some of you will feel about this, but I have fallen in love with Transformers, and I am quitting Stickbots. Kind of sad to think about. In the coming month, I will be unlisting all of my Stickbot videos. Anybody who wants to archive them, you can. You know, and for anybody wondering, for any of the series or projects or whatever that I'm currently involved with the production of, I won't be backing out of those. I won't be stopping production. I will finish whatever projects I have announced or started behind closed doors. So don't worry about that. But after those are done, I will just stop making content altogether. I will still be in the community. I'll be in your series. I'll be in your everything. Don't worry about that. But in terms of that Stickbot channel, it is now that Transformers channel. and there's nothing I can do about it. It's just where I feel like the channel should go. I'm feeling passionate for Transformers. I think they're cool. I think they're fun. I think they get more views. And it's just, yeah. I'm really sorry to say it, guys. But thank you for sticking around for that long. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you're interested in joining my Discord server or following me on Instagram, those links will, of course, be in the description. Keep on transforming my goose and ham sandwiches, and I'll see y'all later. Roll out. Oh, it didn't even go that far. I thought I was clever with that. I'm really not. Just for the sake of it, I just want to talk about my collection so far. Aside from a bunch of miscellaneous, like, garbage, just whatever Transformers I got, like, throughout the years as a kid, my collection is 4. We have these 2. I think these are both Earthrise, or just War for Cybertron Transformers that look really cool. I think they look super cool. Very, very, very cool modern G1E. I think that's perfect, especially for me. And I also have this G1 Skylynx and G1 Blaster that my dad gave to me a while back from when he was a kid, that he kept in decent condition. And I think they're cool. And I didn't even know who they were up until very recently when I got into Transformers. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. So, like, the next Transformer I buy will probably be the Earthrise. I think it's Earthrise Blaster. And then he also gave me Perceptor, like the G1 Perceptor, but I lost it, and I've been losing my mind trying to find it. So I'm also going to get the Earthrise Perceptor just to complete, like, my set. And I do want the Earthrise, again, I keep saying Earthrise, just, I think they're Earthrise figures. Skylynx, but it's like $100 or something. And, I mean, $40 on a Transformer is normal, but $100, I don't know. I got stick bots to buy. So, yeah, I think I'm going to start, like, very passively collecting Transformers. I think they're cool. I'm super into them now. I've been, like, when I got, like, Wheeljack and Starscream, I texted my dad and I showed him. He didn't remember Wheeljack, but he almost remembers Starscream. He's like, is that side screen? And I'm like, it's Starscream. It was kind of funny, but it's good enough for me. And another thing, I found out that when he was a kid, he most definitely got this 2-pack that came with Perceptor and Blaster. So, oh, and also Skylynx came with these weird walkie thingies underneath him. So I'm gonna talk to him and maybe see if we can go to my grandparents' house, go in the attic and see if they have the Cassetticons for Blaster and the legs for Skylynx, because I do really want those. He kept the guns for Perceptor and Blaster, so he might have kept the Cassetticons and just didn't realize that they went with the set, because these were his toys. He had brothers and stuff, so these ones were specifically his, meaning he had the right to give them to me. So we have to, obviously we have to be specific of what he gives me. And I do think I vaguely remember seeing his weird legs as a kid going through their old toys. So I don't know. And also, they do have, like, a massive collection of, like, G1 Transformers that are in pretty decent condition. So I might even consider talking to my grandparents about buying some of them off of them. Because I'm watching, like, G1 Transformers, and I even saw some old commercials, and I'm like, I remember playing with those, and it's kind of cool, and I want them. So, yeah. Now I'm just kind of praying I never get into Ninja Turtles, because I won't financially... This guy coming in the mail, I am in financial ruin. I can already tell. This is the next Lego. This is the next Stick Boss. This is the next PlayStation in terms of things that I buy a bunch of. Like, between all of that, I just will never have money in my bank account. So, yeah. And there's like an extra minute of just me explaining the whole That Transformers channel, that Stickbot channel thing, but that is now irrelevant to this channel. So if you want more context, just watch my last review, the Studio Series Hot Rod review, where I explained the whole That Stickbot channel, That Transformers channel thing. And if you guys stuck around, thank you guys so much for watching. If I don't have any socials still. Anyway, peace out.